55. Sunshine, 60, the high tomorrow. For Sunday, scattered showers, 62. Partly cloudy and cooler on Monday with a high of 35. And for Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high of 35. Overnight low was 38. Yesterday's high was 61. Currently, humidity is at 80%. Winds from the southeast at 8 miles an hour. Pressure at 30.11 and holding. Partly cloudy skies, 42 right now at the WFIW studios east of Fairfield. 6 minutes past 8 now. Time for morning coffee.
That moves.
You're right.
Better than me.
I remember that from last week. That does sound like Beverly Hills Cop soundtrack.
Yep.
Yeah, I have to tell you, I'm not moving very fast today. I gained back to 22 of my 32 pounds yesterday.
I got a funny text.
I only had one.
Last night, one of my family members said, "Don't forget to set your scales back 15 pounds tonight at midnight." Is that not good? By the way, a little follow-up on something that we discussed, a week or so ago. Do you remember when I asked what the average shopper would spend on Christmas this year? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Do you remember the answer?
Do you?
No.
Must not have been listening that well.
It was $520. Mm-hmm. Okay, but then I heard another person say, maybe the retailers are coming up with that number to throw out so that when you go shopping,
if you didn't spend that much,
you've spent $350 and you're feeling guilty. Yeah. Well, if you realize that the average person is spending $520, you think, hey, I've got another $170 to spend. Let's not go home yet.
Well, why wouldn't you, if you're a retailer, why wouldn't you say more?
Well, they didn't want to jack it up too high, but no.
Well, this is Morning Coffee. Good morning to all of you on this Black Friday. I'm Mike Dreeth. I'm joined by Dave Land, the legend, as well as Mark, the board operator, morning show host, and the play-by-play guy that's going to give us the first game of the Fairfield Mules basketball season today at 12:20 with pregame.
How about the first win of the
That
season?
would be a great thing. Anyway,
be optimistic.
Welcome to Morning Coffee. I have my steaming hot cup of coffee. SIU alumni, go Saluki Dogs.
And thank you for the kind words, because he could have thrown something else out there.
He sure could have.
Mark, instead of board operator, you could say B.O. Havin Turner. He could have been mean.
Could have been. Thank you all for joining us. You can join us not only on 104.9 WFIW, the station listened to, not just heard, but also on YouTube. And you can get to us either by YouTube or through the Facebook link that gets you to YouTube. And that way, you can actually see the fact that we have faces for radio.
By the way, you mentioned that the pregame show begins at 12:20 on 104.9, which means, now listen closely, folks, we're going to, the 12:15 news today on 104.9 will start at 12:05.
That's right. So let me take it step by step. You won't have to endure the commentary again. That's one thing. You'll have the news starting at 12:05. The full newscast, including obituaries, will be on starting at 12:05, leading directly into the pregame for the game in Lawrenceville. Mm-hmm. Now, if you would like to, if you're a creature of habit, and we certainly have a lot of those in the audience.
Thank you.
Everything's the same on 1390 AM and 103.3 FM. The noon news will start exactly at 12:15, and you will have to endure talk isn't always cheap. That'll be on at about 13 minutes past 12. So a little bit different, but that way we give everybody everything if we do it this way, and that's the reason why we made the decision this way.
Mm-hmm. I thought maybe you were going to just start the news at 12:15 normally and read like that guy used to read back in the 80s commercials. Remember that?
That was awesome.
Wasn't he? Good.
He held, I think, the Guinness Book of World Records, but what was the product?
He was selling like little Matchbox cars, I think.
Was that what it is?
He actually sold several products, I believe. I believe one was Matchbox cars. I think one was copiers. Maybe
do you hear this
Rico? Was it?
Do you hear this very often? now, there was a time when you had to read certain things at the end of certain automobile deals or bank or whatever, and they would they would do a regular commercial for 25 seconds, and then they would shove 15 seconds into 5 seconds, thus making it impossible to hear.
Yeah.
Well, car dealers, you'll hear something in there, the MSRP, manufacturer's suggested retail price, and destination, tax, title, and license not included. Banks,
Member FDIC.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender. I read something years ago that a bank commercial only needed to say member FDIC if it was a 60-second commercial, but it did not have to be on 30-second commercials.
Right.
I don't know if that's true, but
and there's also a disclaimer that I hear on many attorney that, you know, I'm trying to recall it, but
And
there's
the financial group, the Conard Financial Group.
yes, they do as well.
Have a little disclaimer
and the
at end.
political ads not only have to say who paid for it, but the candidate has to say, I approve of this ad.
Right.
Which is something relatively new in the overall
That is.
scheme of things.
Could I kick things off, please? Can I, please? Can I, Uncle Dave?
I want to give a shout out to my.
Apparently
He's not
not.
doing that.
Sure, you can. Just a quick shout out
Sure
to
you
my
can, just as soon as I say it first.
grandson Alex.
All right.
Oh, is he listening this morning or
listening
watching?
and maybe watching. So there we go. Okay,
We're going to take care of Pawpaw.
All right,
here.
you're on,
Are you
dude.
Pawpaw?
Papa.
I am Pawpaw too. How about you?
I'm Paul.
Everybody here's a Pawpaw.
Have you been to Papa up near DeKalb?
No.
I have
Okay.
been. I've been through there once.
The windmills of your mind. They're everywhere. Okay, Mike, I'm sorry. Please continue.
What is Pawpaw backwards? Wop wop.
You say that one more time. Wop, wop. Wop, wop, wop. Papa will wop, wop.
Okay. All right. Well, here's what I have to say. What I have to say is Hollywood stinks. They're bad. They're not even in the ballgame. 5 movies that are coming out this week. Let me tell
Didn't they
you
open
that
last night, I think?
must have. But let me just tell you the 5 and a little bit about them, and then you can comment and you can say whether or not you think I'm right that they stink. Ralph Breaks the Internet is one, obviously geared towards your grandson. The sequel to the 2012 Wreck-It Ralph. Ralph and Vanellope leave their game and travel the internet to an all-new adventure. That's one of the 5.
So they've stolen the story idea from Tron.
Is that what it was?
Well, remember Tron?
No.
They were playing games, and then he went into the alternate game
It
universe.
sounds like The Matrix.
Yeah.
All right,
With Neo. Go ahead.
next. Creed 2. Now stop for a second. This is a sequel of a sequel.
Yes.
Right?
Started off with Rocky.
Okay, so
It started off with just Creed.
Adonis Creed, which I guess is the son
Of Apollo Creed, yeah.
But Apollo Creed was in Rocky.
Yeah.
Okay.
under training from Rocky Balboa.
Adrian.
Cut me.
Cut me, Mick. Cut me, Mick.
Returns to the boxing ring in this sequel of a sequel.
Again to the boxing ring.
Once more.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Well, you know what I'm
Who
waiting
are the
for?
creative people in Hollywood? Where do you come up with new ideas? This is ridiculous.
Well, they're setting it up for the next installment of Rocky when he takes on the guy that beats up on Creed 2.
All right. The Favorite, which takes place in 18th century England, an aging queen looks to her close friend and a new servant to rule in her place.
No.
Yeah, I can't walk across
No.
the street
I'll
for
watch,
that one.
I'll watch Rocky and Bullwinkle.
All right, here we go. Robin Hood. How many, for a moment, just for a second, how many remakes of Robin Hood do you think there have been? I don't know. I don't know this answer.
Well, there's a bunch. There was, well, first of all, was it the original with Errol Flynn?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes,
The original?
yes, there you go.
Okay.
Then Robin Hood in Tights.
Robin Hood Men in Tights. Robin Hood with Kevin Costner.
I forgot that one.
There was another one made, I think, in the 50s or the 60s.
Nothing new.
What's the one where the ape climbs the building?
That's King Kong.
How many times has that been made?
Fay Ray was in the original, like in 1930.
At least 3 times.
Yeah.
Has it been?
And
At
then
least 3
Jessica
times.
Lange was in
Yes.
the first big
And then,
remake.
then they made another remake here just
All right,
recently.
last of the 5. Roma is the name of it. The story of a family in Mexico City taking place during the 1970s. And I'm just looking real fast to see who stars in any of these, and I'm trying to see if there's any of these people. Jamie Foxx is in Robin Hood, okay? Emma Stone is in The Favorite. Emma Stone.
She's a good actress.
Yes, she is, and she's very attractive. Sylvester
always throw
Stallone,
that
of
out
course, in Creed 2. Sarah Silverman is in Ralph Breaks the Internet. Other than that, there's no other names in those 5. Isn't that horrible?
That's
I
pretty
haven't.
bad.
When's the last time you've been to the theater?
Probably. I've been in the last year. Usually go over to Evansville on the west side. It's an hour from Fairfield because they have the reclining, the lazy boy seats.
Now, see, there's a theater in Harrisburg that will serve you dinner and
A movie.
you have the lazy boy seats, which, why pay that kind of money to take a nap?
Well,
And that's what I would do.
Yeah, I know. But the last time I've been to the theater, I saw American Sniper, I think. And that's been out, 4 or 5
Let me
years?
just.
So-
The only time I go back is when there's a current Bond or a current Star Trek. Other than that, I don't go.
Star Trek or Star Wars? Star Trek,
Trek,
right? Okay,
not
Trek,
Wars.
okay.
I'm sorry. Don't smile at me. Whoa, Paw. You might be going there with a kid before this is over with, not a Bond.
I might.
You can say,
Speaking of
Alex,
remakes-
Alex, when you go to the bar and you get older, say, you want your martini shaken, not stirred.
How many times has The Grinch been remade?
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you a real good movie that has been remade at least once or twice, and that was Murder on the Orient Express.
Yes.
Great Agatha Christie
Yes.
novel, and Hercule Poirot. Remember his mustache and the wax and
His little pencil-thin mustache.
yeah, and the hairnet that he wore. Those are remakes can ruin good movies.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Did you see? And not. I know that we don't. When we talk about nothing, we normally don't try to go down the rabbit hole of sports. But for just a second,
Yeah.
did you see the press conference that they had between Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson?
Oh, yeah, because the big Tiger Phil thing is going on.
Tiger, of course, you know Tiger.
Yes, and I know Phil.
Phil's a lefty, and I guess Phil's in his mid to late 40s, wouldn't you guess?
Probably.
All right, but
Tiger
there-
is probably in his mid to late 40s.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Tiger had a good year.
Phil did.
But neither one of them has won a major in like 5 years. $9 million at stake between two guys playing golf on TV. Isn't that amazing?
That's
America.
Amazing.
That's
I
America.
love it.
That's America.
America.
Let's take a break.
You'll be rocking the shopping this Black Friday and Small Business Saturday at Carnaby Square. 20% off all outerwear coats and 20% off all yellow tags. Black Friday, save 10% off any black clothing items. Small Business Saturday, receive Brighton's jewelry cleaner free with the purchase of 2 regular price Brighton pieces. Both days, stop in and register to win their newest Lucky Bird tee, Kubi bra, and Great One Divine tees. The Carnaby Square girls will also be introducing Brighton's Locket program to their customers. It's the perfect personalized gift this Christmas. Support Fairfield's small businesses this season. Shop small.
The Black Friday event is here. Now through November 30th, Le Mans Chrysler has new truck prices on the cutting board, and we're carving them up. Save up to $10,570 on the all-new 19 Ram 1500. Le Mans has Tradesman, Classic, Bighorn, Laramie, and Longhorn models in stock. Impress the family this holiday season by arriving in a new Ram. Everyone qualifies, and Le Mans prices always include destination. These offers end November 30th at Le Mans Chrysler, 412 East Main Fairfield, and LeMansOnline.com.
Get on target with Ultra Products. With over 47 years of experience as a full-line archery store, they have all your hunting needs, including bows by Elite, PSE, Bear, Diamond, and Oneida, crossbows by Raven, Mission, Parker, Barnett, 10-Point, Horton, and Excalibur, guns, ammo, tree stands, clothing, muck boots, and much more. Call them at 842-5796 or hunt for them 2 miles north of the Fairfield Huts, behind the White House with the white fence. Open 8:30 to 6 weekdays and 8 to 12 on Saturdays.
Hi, this is Bill Stevens with another time capsule quiz. Which month and year was it when the Exxon Valdez spilled 11 million gallons of oil into Alaska's Prince William Sound? The Senate turned thumbs down on John Tower.
The nomination of John Tower to be Secretary of Defense is not confirmed.
The next week, new nominee Dick Cheney was confirmed unanimously. At the Academy Awards, the big winners were Dustin Hoffman and Jodie Foster. NFL Commissioner Pete Rozelle decided to step down after 29 years. President Bush's dog Millie had puppies, and all these puppies were new on the radio.
Don't fool around with the funky cold Medina. Stand in the place where you live. This heart needs a second chance. Everybody wants that diamond song. Your mama don't dance and your daddy don't rock and roll.
Have we stumped you? Well, the answer and a chunk of the top song from the month and year are coming up.
Post frame buildings continue to pop up all over the area. And at Graber Post Buildings, they've been putting up buildings for over 40 years. Garages, pole barns, storage buildings, workshops, apartments, even indoor basketball courts, and some of the most attractive commercial buildings in the state. Every job is specific and unique to your wants and your needs. Graber Post also has packages for contractors and do-it-yourselfers. So for your next building or roofing project, call for a free quote at Graber Post, 800-264-5013.
March 1989.
An eternal flame.
The Bangles and Eternal Flame, the top song of March 1989. This is Bill Stevens for tcapsule.com. Back soon with another time capsule.
Up, liner.
Oh,
No,
please.
we'll get it next time. Somebody asked me earlier this week, what do you guys talk about on the break?
Well, if they only knew.
We actually have meaningful conversations on the break
Yes.
that actually means something.
November 22nd, 1963.
November 20. That was a bad day.
Assassination of
Yeah.
JFK.
55 years ago.
Wow.
And
Gosh, that makes me feel old.
How appropriate that today is Black Friday.
Yeah.
And this was anniversary of
there is a website, and I check it occasionally. It's called Sun Online.
Yeah.
The Sun Online. It did an interview with Clint Hill.
And he was one of the Secret Service agents,
Clint
wasn't he?
Hill was the Secret Service agent that climbed on the back
Right.
of the Lincoln limo because Mrs. Kennedy had climbed on the back trying to gather parts of her husband that had been... But Clint is 86, and he still believes, quote, I should have been faster. He blames himself for the president's death.
No.
And he says, quote, one thing that I've never been able to erase from my mind is being on the back of the car looking down at the president who was lying with his face in Mrs. Kennedy's lap.
Yeah.
The right side of his face is up, and I can see that his eyes are fixed. There's blood everywhere. And he cannot, quote, that is something I can never and have never been able to erase from my mind.
I don't think I could.
No.
I've done the Kennedy assassination tour in Dallas 3 times.
So were there 2 gunmen?
We took a personal tour. I'm going to answer that this way. In 2010, the second time, my wife and I had a fella drove us around, went to all the sites, and he was on the Dallas, either the sheriff's department or the police department, when Kennedy was assassinated. And I asked him, how many shooters? Was it a conspiracy? And he leaned towards, yes, there was more than one shooter. No proof of that, and you would think if there had been more than one shooter after 55 years, something would have...
Somebody would have talked.
Somebody would have talked.
Well, here it is. I believe there was a conspiracy, but I also think that you could have a conspiracy to only have one gunman. I think
Somebody put him up to it, huh?
Oh, I think there was more than one. Obviously, when Ruby got popped, Can I tell just an interesting story about that whole time? I was a little guy. I was in first grade, And I remember the loudspeaker coming on and the principal saying, "Everybody, single file to the buses. The President of the United States has been killed." And I remember in first grade turning to the person next to them and saying, "That's Kennedy." I knew that was the president. I went home, and it was a beautiful day for November 22nd.
Even in Dallas, it cleared up.
And my mother made me stay inside the house. And I'm thinking, it's a beautiful day. I don't get it. Why do I have to stay in the house? I mean, I'm thinking, what is she thinking? Oswald got the president. He's going to come now to Bethalto, Illinois, and get the Dreith kid. I mean, I thought this is unfair. But I watched my folks, and I didn't realize that America, for the first time for 3 days, mourned at the altar of television. That's what it was. Television came of age because of what happened over those next 3 days. Now, I'm going to tell you one other thing. I had no emotion during this thing. I watched my parents cry and everything. I remember we had a TV that lost, is it horizontal hold when it rolls?
Sounds good.
Is that right?
Could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
We had one that did that, and you had to go to a certain spot in the living room and hit the floor for it to stop, okay? Mm-hmm. We're alive when they're taking Ruby out of the basement of the the Dallas Police Department.
Sunday morning.
He's coming out. The TV starts to roll. We hear 2 shots. 3 people all ran to the same spot on the floor and banged so that it would stop so we could see what was happening. Yeah. And one other thing I'll say. It was 10 years later. It was probably early 70s. I watched a documentary about the Kennedy assassination. I had, again, no emotion as a 5 or 6-year-old, but when the video, the film of the casket going by and John saluting, I completely lost it.
Yeah.
And to this day, I cannot watch that video. It moves me.
And John, of course, perished in the plane crash. Mrs. Kennedy Onassis passed away.
All that's left is Caroline.
Mm-hmm. Carolyn Schlosserman or something.
Yeah, remember she made a ill-fated run at the Senate, and I was stunned in that week or two that she decided she was going to maybe run, just how unintelligent she sounded. You know what I mean? You would have thought as a Kennedy she would have been schooled at the best places. Mm-hmm. She would have been prepared for this run. She dropped out in 2 weeks because she just dropped the ball a couple of times. But anyway, this is one of those ones, Dave, where everybody that was alive at that time knows exactly what they were doing. Mm-hmm. There's no other way to be able to say it.
It's kind of like a lot of people could tell you where they were on 9/11. And also the moon landing back in July of '69.
And the Challenger disaster.
And the Challenger in 86.
Yeah.
Another little news item here that I found interesting. The Leaning Tower of, is it Pisa? Pisa.
Yeah.
It is getting more vertical.
It's straightening up?
How's that?
I'll tell you.
Hey, Dave, how's that?
After more than 2 decades of efforts to straighten it, engineers say the famed Bell Tower has recovered 4 centimeters. That's just over 1.5 inches, and it's better. Its structural health is better now. I had forgotten that it was closed for more than a decade for workers to reduce its slant. It reopened in 2001. And they used hundreds of tons of lead counterweights at the base and extracting soil from under the foundations. And after that time of being closed, they initially shaved 17 inches off the lead.
That makes sense that if you were going to do this, you would take soil out from under the area that was pitched and put weight on that area to try. That makes perfect sense.
Hold it down.
Lots of concrete.
And lead. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's take another break. We'll be right back.
WFIW and Ultra Products are bringing back the popular Show Us Your Rack promotion. Now through December 31st, upload pictures of you and your buck to the Show Us Your Rack page at WFIWradio.com. The first 25 photos uploaded will receive a free t-shirt. On Friday, January 4th, one lucky hunter will be drawn from all entries and will have their choice of a USA-made Parker Bushwhacker crossbow, a $400 value, or a $200 in-store credit to Ultra Products. Good luck, hunters!
I wanted a college focused on me.
Focused on my dreams.
Focused on what I want to do and what I need to know to get there.
Focused on quality teaching.
Focused on understanding how I learn.
With a focus on hands-on learning.
Focused on making it simple to go back to school.
Focused on making college work for the whole family.
That's why I chose
Vincennes University.
In-state tuition available to Illinois residents. Find out more at vinu.edu.
Google, the company that virtually owns every single move you make on the internet, advertises on TOC Radio. Geico, the insurance outfit run by Warren Buffett, does the same. Home Advisor, Hotwire, Hulu, Netflix, Angie's List, Zillow, Hotels.com, Amazon, Priceline, and Wayfair all advertise on Mass Reach Radio, TOC Radio. Those companies only exist on the internet. What do they know that you may not? Internet-targeted advertising is weak at establishing new customers. For new customers, they turn to mass reach media like TOC Radio. They know if the consumer knows you before they need you, you get the click more often. Internet advertising is a perfectly viable way to advertise. But if someone tells you to throw all your advertising on the internet, tell them you will. Just as soon as Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, and Larry Page do the same. TOC Radio. Mass media.
The phone number to call in is 842-3715. Now, back to Morning Coffee on WFIW, YouTube, and WFIWradio.com.
Sounds like the Killer.
Yeah.
It does sound like Jerry Lee.
He was in Mount Vernon years ago.
Really?
Yeah, there was a place as you come into town. You know where the new Big Hucks? Well, you know where the Big Hucks is on the east side of Mount Vernon.
Yeah.
You turn there to go to Menards.
No,
on the east side.
On the east side. Okay, yeah.
Just as you come out of town.
Just as it splits. Okay.
But across the street, there was an office furniture warehouse that is not in business anymore.
And Jerry Lee was opening those.
And and before it was office furniture warehouse, it was a bar called, I think, the Warehouse.
Oh, okay.
And Jerry Lee was there.
I was going to say, I thought you said that the furniture store?
No, this is in the late 70s, early 80s. By the way, if you're in need of some extra special wrapping paper for that one weird gift,
yeah.
Did you know that Jimmy Dean Sausage is offering a sausage-scented gift wrap?
Is he still with us?
Yeah,
Jimmy Dean's still
doing commercials.
Well, I'm going to say, but I'm not sure he's still with us.
He did Big Bad John, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Big John. John.
But they've sold out.
John.
I
got to find out if he's still with us.
If you go to the Jimmy Dean Gift Exchange website, it now lists this sausage-scented gift wrap. Actually, it's a hot dog flavor, as out of stock. But the wrap only featured the smell and not the taste.
You know what? He was really popular.
He was in a James Bond movie.
Yes, he was.
At the end of the movie, he was the person that you finally saw after hearing him throughout the movie. I can't remember which one.
I'm looking to see if I can find out about Jimmy Dean. He's been an American country music singer, television host, actor, and businessman. He was the creator of the Jimmy Dean sausage brand. There is a website called deadoralive.com. However, you can usually Google it faster. I'm sorry. Well, go ahead. Don't mind me. Law enforcement agencies, this is very interesting, have a, quote, mysterious new tool to unlock the cell phones of criminal suspects and access their text messages, emails, and voice messages. They aren't saying what it is. It's already in use. Remember the... oh, he died. Okay. I'm sorry, go ahead. Jimmy Dean. Jimmy Dean's gone. There was a case out in California a year, 2, 3 ago
where they needed information on a person's cell phone, and Apple would not provide the information. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
Well, apparently now there is a mysterious new tool that law enforcement agencies can get in there and find out what it is.
Is it admissible in court?
That's a good question. That's a very good question. This was, doesn't say where this was being used, but hey, good, I like it. They'd find my cell phone.
Area 51. That's where it's being used.
By the way,
are we allowed to talk about that?
Area 51? No, we might be taken off the air if we have did that. By the way, Jimmy Dean died in 2010 at the age of 81, but Elvis is alive. Okay?
Now, see, that makes the commercials on TV
isn't that eerie?
Really odd, really weird now.
He's been gone for 8 years.
Yeah,
I knew when I heard that spot, the radio spot, I thought, well, I didn't think he was still with us.
We aired a syndicated program here in the radio.
That's what happens when you eat all that sausage. That's what happens.
After the 7:15 news or after my dad's radio editorial, we aired Earl Nightingale.
Oh, yes, sure. I remember him.
Yeah.
He made Jeff Black sound like a soprano. Earl Nightingale but we aired his programs after he had passed away. Do you remember Earl Nightingale at any
I do remember Earl Nightingale.
And we had his commentaries that were printed out, and you could pick them up at the sponsor's location. I remember.
Did you ever do Norman Vincent Peale too?
We had like a thought.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, and he was here at around the same time that Lee Greenwood performed. A benefit for was it for the college?
Yes, he was. In fact, I remember people. I wasn't here, but people going to pick him up and interacting with him during.
And they booked Lee Greenwood right before his song "God Bless the USA" was released, and just took. That was around the Gulf War, wasn't it? 91, January 91.
I think that song was out before.
I think it was I think it was out several years.
Yeah,
it just caught fire during that time.
Well,
I think that song came out in the mid '70s, if I'm not mistaken.
That might
maybe
be
early '80s.
Well, when it really became a big hit because of the Iraq War, Lee Greenwood was already booked to be here, and what a...
Can you find a better example of somebody who is known by one song and has ridden that song for a career than that?
Don Ho, Tiny Bubbles.
Oh, there's a perfect example.
Tiny Tim, tiptoe
through
the tube.
Well, I wouldn't call him a recording artist.
He
Tiny
married
Tim.
Miss Vicky on The Tonight Show.
I remember that.
Yes. Yeah, and she was pretty hot. Miss Vicky was, I thought. Oh, God, look at that look. Everybody saw it. Everybody saw that.
Okay, guys.
Now he's changing the subject.
What's the average?
You didn't want to talk about Miss Vicky.
What is the average poundage put on by us over the holidays?
Are you counting just Thanksgiving, or is it
the holidays?
Between
Thanksgiving through the New Year? So if you weighed today, if you weighed Monday, and then you weighed January 5th, on average, how many pounds?
I don't want to know how many pounds.
6
I just want
pounds.
That's it.
Well, I had a rough time.
6 pounds.
I struggled putting on the chinos this morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, what item is most likely to be found for sale on eBay, say in early February?
Item most likely.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be some sort of treadmill. Yeah.
Treadmill.
A turkey fryer.
If you want to buy a treadmill,
that too.
If you want to buy a treadmill, February you can steal them.
I can't wait.
And
to get my treadmill out.
They'll be dusty too.
Mine's in a storage container, waiting to come to the house.
Good spot for it.
Well, no, I really did like it. I put on headset and turn it on TV. And
I used a Schwinn Airdyne years ago. It was set up in the basement, and it's so I know you can put headphones on, you can watch a video, but I like to get out and walk.
Here's what I do. I put on headphones. I get it deep into 1970s rock, okay?
Yeah.
And then I have the Cardinals on video in front of me. That's how I work out.
I don't, when I walk the 2 miles, and I'm going to today, ask me Monday if I walked this afternoon so I can say yes. I listen to no music, no earpods, nothing.
That's because you want to, well, you don't want somebody to run you over, too. You want to hear the horn.
I want to
By the way, I
meditate.
I got a text. I got to make sure that my little sounder comes on if I get a text.
sure want to hear it.
Yeah,
Boy.
well, just like yours, I'm going.
I had somebody say that is so cool.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that said that to me. Earl Nightingale and Our Changing World.
That's it.
And actually,
thank you to Galen for that.
When he said, somebody said the other day, that is so cool. That's
in what universe?
What he really meant to say was, I saw somebody the other day and that went off, and I said, isn't that cool?
Now we're getting too much detail.
Yes. Well, like I said, I have to make sure that my sound is on.
One of the sponsors of Earl Nightingale was Freshwater Insurance Agency.
Really?
Yeah. And each month we would take a supply of his commentaries down there, and people could go in and ask for them.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
If you were a sponsor, it would, like if we had a sponsor of your commentary, of course, we'd never find one. But
speaking of irritation,
but the thing is, now we can see your script on Mike Dreeth Blogspot.
Yes, you can.
So nobody's going to go into.
Well, that Mike Dreeth Blogspot is not sponsored by anybody, and the only thing that is sponsored is if you go to the commentary page. That page is sponsored by Fairfield National Bank.
God Bless the USA, 1984.
84.
Then we were in the neighborhood.
We were in the neighborhood.
But 84 was 84 ahead, well ahead of what you're talking about in the event here.
Oh yeah, well ahead. 6 years. Gulf War started in
Gulf
90?
War was in January of 90 or 91.
You were right.
Yeah,
I think it was 91.
You're going to be good on trivia today, I think.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's a little ways off, but anyway, something I found interesting.
Yes. Well, then please share it if it's interesting.
If you walk through an airport and you're a criminal and all of the security cameras are there, face recognition, it can go through a whole bunch of faces quickly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's say that the cameras, or where the cameras are, so it can't do face recognition. They are now coming up with GAIT, G-A-I-T, gait recognition.
I'm very
They will
distinctive.
You sure are. You sure are. Not a bad thing. You have a definite gait. If all I could see was, from behind, I could tell your gait.
Mm-hmm. I have to tell you, I walked into Walmart about a month ago, and somebody came up behind me and grabbed me. It was Janie Lake, and she said, I couldn't see your face, but I knew it was you.
Well, this is really being used and developed in China, but this system is already being used by police on the streets.
Big brother.
So, well.
Big brother. I'm telling you.
Does that bother you?
No, because I haven't done anything wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, this is getting more and more technologically in place so that we have to start worrying a little bit about privacy, I think. Our privacy.
Well, as soon as you open a Facebook account, your privacy's gone.
Yeah. Agreed. Agreed. I personally don't have anything to hide. But if you did want to remain anonymous in all things, you don't have a chance anymore.
You don't.
The one word that comes to mind when you mention that, Orwell.
1984.
Yep. Big Brother.
Mm-hmm.
I have not read that book recently. I read it back in about 1967. Would it have been out? When did it come out? In the 60s?
Oh, no.
I'm thinking I read it in
1940s.
Okay.
1948.
40s, yeah.
Okay. I think I read it in high school.
It was
that was on the required reading list on a lot of high schools.
Sure. It was so insightful because even now you can see that it foretold the future. It really did.
Well, it's Mark, you mentioned it was on a required reading list. Are there still required reading lists in high school?
I do not know.
I don't know. There should be. I regret not reading more in my formative years. It's too late, but I love to read now.
I don't know.
Love to read now.
I made sure that when people made reference to things that, just like when I said Big Brother, that when someone would say that, I would know that it was from 1984 and Orwell. It was Orwellian. I made sure those things. It doesn't necessarily mean that I read 1984.
Mm-hmm. I think I'll read it again.
Please do, David, then report back to us.
You want the cliff notes or details?
We need details. We need details.
Hey, before the break, I want to give a shout-out to our viewers up in Covington, Indiana.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, how are you?
Thank you. All right, we'll be back. Trivia time.
A public auction will be held in Olney Friday, November 23rd at 9 a.m. Seller William and the late Dolly Ashworth. 5 generations of accumulation will be auctioned off at this unique auction on Black Friday. There will be antiques, including signs and Fire King pieces. A Fleetwood motor home, John boats, farm equipment, shop, lawn and garden items will all be available. A birdseed manufacturing company, Wood Wagon, made in South Bend, Indiana, all original and barn kept, will also be auctioned off this Friday, November 23rd at 9 a.m. Rothrock Auctions, Mark Rothrock, auctioneer.
Last fall, my husband lost his health benefits. We're too young for Medicare, so we needed to buy our own insurance. Things got real for us. We were so happy we found Health Alliance. Not only does an actual person answer the phone, they actually help, too. We were able to keep our same doctor and get a rate we could afford. Visit healthalliance.org/plans to learn more. Open enrollment is November 1st through December 15th. Health Alliance. Insurance for real life.
WFIW 104.9 and WFIWradio.com. It is Friday, Black Friday, and Larry Lyday is on the phone from One Stop Flooring in Mount Vernon. Good morning, Larry.
Hey, Mark. Good morning.
So, what Black Friday deals have you got going on over there?
Well, there was 2,000 people lined up in front of my store all night waiting to get in. You believe that?
I do, as a matter of fact.
That might be exaggerating, Mark. It might have been at Walmart, but no, we're here today. We're open today and tomorrow, and we're going to do, Small Business Saturday. American Express is pushing that, locally, and Mount Vernon Chambers of Braystad. So a lot of the merchants tomorrow are going to have stuff going on in Mount Vernon, but we're going to have 15% off all Benjamin Moore paint for today and tomorrow. So anybody got a paint project coming up, you can get it, a nice discount on Benjamin Moore. And we're going to do 25% off any in-stock area rugs, Mark. That's we never do that. So that's today and tomorrow only. Anybody looking for a 5x8 area rug for your house or for a Christmas present, those make great gifts. Stop by and you got to ask the staff. You got to say, hey, I heard you on the radio. I want to check out the area rugs that are on promotion. If you let us know, we'll give you that discount on the rugs. And we got a lot of LVP, and the waterproof floors are in stock, and selling a lot of that. We got a real nice 579 product called Weathered. It's really hot. It's a 20 mil wear layer, registered embossed, so it looks like real hardwood. It's got the attached cushion on it. That's been a real hot one, and it's on sale $3.99, Mark. So that's a good buy.
All right, and those installation crews are getting pretty filled up right about now, so you need to get in there and get that scheduled ASAP.
Yeah, we got a few days before Christmas. We're obviously we hit the Thanksgiving mark, but there's still a few opportunities to get a room or two or even more before Christmas if you get in the next few days, and get on the schedule and get stuff ordered, or if we got it in stock, obviously it's even better. But no, a lot going on. It's been a great year, and we're gonna finish strong and try to get as many homes taken care of here in the next 4 or 5 weeks as we can to finish out the year like we need to.
All right. Larry, appreciate the visit, and have a good rest of the weekend.
All right, we're here. Yeah, anybody got any questions, bring your color swatches in, and we'd love to hear about your project and see if we can help you this weekend.
All right, thank you, Larry. Have a good one.
All right, Mark. All right, thank you, sir.
Larry Lyday from One Stop Flooring in Mount Vernon joins us every Friday here on the WFIW Morning Show.
Radar Weather is sponsored by Conard Financial Group at 510 West Delaware in Fairfield, with securities offered through Raymond James. Conard Financial Group, investing in the community since 2003.
Do you know the difference between a traditional and a Roth IRA? Which one is best suited for your retirement goals? Conard Financial Group is committed to helping you understand the benefits and drawbacks of each. Phone 842-7855 today for help with choosing the retirement account that's right for you. Raymond James Financial Services, member FINRA, SIPC. Life well planned. And don't forget to like our Facebook page, Conard Financial Group.
Fairfield area forecast, a 70% chance for showers later today with a high 52. Rain likely tonight, low 45. Sunshine and 60 tomorrow for Sunday. Scattered showers, high 62. Partly cloudy, cooler on Monday with a high 35. And for Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high 35. Overnight low was 38. Yesterday's high was 61. Currently humidity at 75%. Winds from the south-southeast at 8 miles an hour. Pressure at 30.1 and holding. Right now, partly cloudy skies and 45 here at the WFIW studios east of Fairfield. Radar weather showing nothing in the state of Illinois at the present time. There is some rain showing up off to the west in western Missouri at the present time. It's all moving to the east. It's part of the system that should be arriving in this area later today.
Radar Weather has been sponsored by Conard Financial Group at 510 West Delaware in Fairfield, with securities offered through Raymond James. Conard Financial Group, investing in the community since 2003.
This show amounts to nothing, and there's plenty more of it. Back now to Morning Coffee on WFIWradio.com and 104.9 FM.
I like that.
I do too.
Work it.
Hey,
Hey,
just want to remind everybody, especially as we get into the holiday season, if you go to our website, up in the upper right-hand corner is the Big Deal store. The Big Deals are area businesses that are offering certificates at an incredible discount as you hear the train coming down the tracks.
30% or more.
So please try it. Go to the website, click on Big Deals, see what kind of big deals there are.
And the big deal, or the website, WFIWradio.com, up in the upper right, the Big Deals deal. Click on it. You'll see the stores. You can order. You can purchase them. They'll be mailed to you. And
or you can come out and pick them up, for that matter.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what we do. That's what we do. We put people together with great deals.
We make Christmas shopping easier for you.
And
David?
local stores.
Yes.
It's local stores.
Absolutely. It's not.
Okay. Guys, I am so proud to be part of this trivia team, even though
trivia team.
We're
a team now. We're not his guest anymore. We're a team.
Let me say something, Dave. I see you as sort of the trivia master.
Well,
I see you as sort of the Alex Trebek of this operation.
I'm the reader. You guys are the brains. How am I doing?
Boy.
Well, I think I'm right.
He's bucking for a raise. He wants that makeup allowance is what he wants.
Yeah.
I have 10 trivia questions.
Tell you what, I'm going to double your salary right now.
You promise?
Go ahead.
I have 10 trivia questions, and I predict you guys will get 9 of them.
Wow.
Well, that's pressure.
We're going to start off with a simple little warm-up. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right.
What is the first name of Shakespeare?
William.
Good.
Yeah, that was real tough.
Okay, folks, well, that wraps up today's edition of Where, this might throw you, but we talked about the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Where is it?
Italy.
What town?
Rome.
Ooh.
Not Rome. Not Rome.
Not Rome.
Come on. What's the obvious?
Pisa.
Yes.
Pisa, Italy.
Yeah. That's like asking who was the drummer of the Dave Clark Five?
Dave Clark.
Thank you. Who
lived in Grant's house?
Who's buried Lincoln's tomb?
Right.
Okay. Where is Notre Dame?
France.
Well, actually, it's South Bend, Indiana.
No, that's Notre Dame. What? Notre Dame is in France.
What town?
Paris.
Very good.
Good job.
Okay,
I still was right on my answer, though.
Yeah, you were.
Here's the toughie.
You didn't get the city right, though.
No.
What's the common name for a cubic decimeter? DECIMETER. The common name for a cubic decimeter. It's very common. You've heard it. I'll give you a hint.
A cube.
Especially, you've heard of this if you ever go and buy soda.
A liter.
Thank you. I'm going to give it to you.
That's nice. Well done. Well played, my friend.
What measure of energy comes from the Latin word meaning heat?
Therm.
Nope.
No?
Not therm.
Oh. This was iffy.
Say it again.
What measure of energy comes from the Latin word meaning heat?
Volt?
No.
What?
No. What is it? Calorie. Did he say calorie? Yes.
Well done.
Future team member. He can be on team.
Calorie is a measure of energy?
Did you know Jeff Vaughn was the salutatorian at New Hope School and the valedictorian of FCHS? He should know this stuff.
I do now.
Here's a toss-up for Jeff Vaughn.
Okay, is he on the team? You want me to give it to him?
Well,
you want me to give you
clearly on the team.
Okay,
yeah, you should give it to us for that one, yeah.
What continent is subjected to the world's largest ozone hole?
Antarctica.
Yes.
Well done.
Thank you.
It would be on the pole.
Yeah.
What sea creature can have an eye measuring 16 inches across?
Octopus.
I'll say sperm whale.
Beluga whale.
He got it.
The white whale.
He said squid.
Oh.
You guys
Isn't
are
octopus
good.
and a squid about the same thing?
Well, the answer was squid.
Yeah, you're wrong.
All right,
Jeff was right.
What was the first country to recognize Mexico's independence in 1836?
France.
Spain.
The U.S.
Yes.
All right.
I'll give it to you.
And then they invaded us.
And are still invading us.
Two more questions that are gimmies.
Oh, don't do that.
What is the Indiana state bird?
Cardinal?
Yes.
Easy.
Final question. What is the first organism to grow back after fire? You look at all these big fires out in the forest and what have you. What's the first
organism to come back? Plant, you mean?
Yeah.
Plant life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because plant has to be in place for there to be any kind of
What's
other
the
organism.
What's the first that grows back?
Moss.
Yes. You guys.
You know when he asks these questions and we get a right one.
It's like he's surprised.
It's like he's surprised.
No,
yes, that's right.
Because
for a moment, you have two highly educated people on these other microphones.
Hold on. When you gave that answer, it was in the form of a question and not a statement, so you weren't sure either.
No, he's watched a lot of Jeopardy.
That's right. you were termed Alex Trebek of the morning show earlier.
No,
so.
hey, guys, I'm still proud of you. Jeff Vaughn helped you out tremendously.
He always does.
And
let me tell you something. Let me just say this. No disrespect to anybody else. That guy's bright. I'm talking about our newsman is very bright. He is a quick study on everything that I've interacted with him on.
Makes me nervous. A quick study in radio.
Well, we are essentially, he and I are essentially, we're the same age as the news voice of this station. Around 23, 24 is when I came in.
You came here in 82.
Yeah. And so I'm just saying, he is light years ahead of where I was at that age. Light years.
You know, I think if I had to go on the side of the table that we're sitting where Mark is with the controls, remember when we had to load the triple-deck cart machine?
Oh, yeah, the carts, yeah.
With the carts, and we would stack them up, ready to go in there. And then
in order, yeah.
And then if you were lucky, if the three-deck cart machine, after the first one played, it would have a sensor that would start the second one. We didn't have that here at that
so you
time.
had to do automatically.
That was kind of a poor man's automation, but it was good. But now you've got a computer screen on your right that shows what's coming up, what you're going to play. We have another computer screen that we are looking at as the program goes out over YouTube.
Now, here's a question for you. Back in the day when you stacked up all those cards, how many times did you accidentally knock them over while you were live?
Onto your coffee. Onto your coffee. And that's why it said no liquid drinks without a welded-on lid.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Well,
and if you'll notice, when I bring a drink in here, it's set nowhere near the board.
I've noticed that.
You're good. You've been trained.
He puts it on the floor and he kicks it over. No.
Well,
I don't know
it's
where
not
it is.
spilling on the floor, though.
Where is it?
No, I put it on the floor because
that's good.
What I do is I fill that water bottle up and I freeze it overnight, so I have cold water.
Yeah.
And if I leave it sitting on this,
let me just say, closing
water
closing
just
this program, this discussion about what we drink, that defines the nothingness of this show.
Yeah.
And I love it.
It does.
I embrace the nothingness.
Okay, remember 12:15 news
At
on
12.
on 104.9 starts at 12:05.
Got it.
Thank you. Hey, have a good weekend, everybody.
Later on.
See ya.
News, talk, sports, and classic rock. This is the station listened to, not just heard. 104.9 WFIW FM Fairfield, Illinois.
Time now for the news, brought to you by Boyd Furniture and Mattress Center in downtown Wayne City.